Hello, my beautiful Taurus. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today I'm going to be tapping into the energies of those of you that are currently not in communication with your person. So, as per usual, I will be starting off with an oracle and we can just clarify those energies with tarot. Alrighty, let's see. So the first card that we have for you guys is forgiveness, okay? So whether this is, a party here who is feeling, an urge, I should say, to forgive, or maybe it could be you, right? And so if it's not your person, maybe you are wanting to forgive this situation. Doesn't necessarily have to be forgiving your person, but it could be forgiving the situation, for the sake of yourself here. Now, I feel like the reason why forgiveness may be required is because there was some sort of secrecy in the past or something that you felt like was intentionally hidden from you. Because I do see the moon there and the forgiveness card is a bit dark. So I do feel like there was some sort of unknown energy associated that maybe some of you wanted some clarity about, right? And for some time, you may have felt that you were not receiving the clarity. This could have obviously upset you, maybe even caused, a sense of confusion. And if you are still not receiving any sense of clarity or an apology or what you're expecting can defer, you may be choosing to forgive this person or this situation, like I said, for the sake of yourself. Some of you could also be in a healing period and you feel like in order to actually, wholeheartedly heal from this connection, there needs to be forgiveness. Like there could be something in particular you're holding on to and you feel like you need to release control, at least in that particular aspect, in order to, like I mentioned, heal. Okay, so we have gateway. What's very interesting is I actually started your read the first time and I was interrupted, so I started again. This was the first card that came out for you guys. So I feel like the message is kind of similar here, but it's almost like some sort of clarity coming in for you or some sort of confirmation that you receive that feels like you are about to reach the end of a cycle or what may have felt like a tunnel in one way or another, right? So it's like, I feel like this could be a new path, a new route, or in other words, it could just be a shift when it comes to your thinking patterns. The information that you've attained or the confirmation, like I mentioned, it could be that it's leading you to reevaluate this situation. So many of you are viewing this situation in a way that you never once did, is, what I sense so far. Now, because the middle cards are the mutual energies between the both of you, how I essentially see it, guys, is both of you, right, at this time could be finding yourselves reevaluating the situation, approaching it in a brand new way. I feel like something of the past no longer works, okay? Whether it's just thinking about the past, whether it's the way that this situation was approached in the past. It's like whatever failed here, whether it was a failure to move to a higher level of commitment, a failure to express emotions, a failure to be, completely open here. There seems to be a new route that you guys can take where it seems a bit more doable or more stable than maybe how you guys once felt about it. I just see an energy of forgiving the past or trying your best to let go of these thoughts that no longer serve you. And for others of you, it could be releasing control. Maybe you feel like you wanted things to work out in a particular way and maybe now you're realizing that that is what's holding you back from some sort of progress, whether it's progress with this person or without this person, because not all of you are going to want to reconcile. Some of you may want closure. I feel like this newfound way of thinking or releasing is really going to help you guys be at a more positive space. I see the gateway card as being very optimistic, something new, something changing after a period of stagnancy. Alrighty. so I'm going to take the first card that was face up, which is standstill. So this is pretty much what we were just touching on it a minute ago, right? So it talks about things kind of picking up after a period of a standstill, or many of you are forgiving and moving on because you feel like things are currently stagnant. Okay, sorry about the sirens, guys. But I do feel like, many of you could be trying to move on from the situation because you feel like nothing is happening. So this could either be really exhausting, tiring, or you just don't have much faith with things moving forward, at least not as of right now. So pretty much a fine line between being optimistic, about a situation and also being realistic here. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Ace of Swords, although it is in reverse. Here's how I see it. Something is coming in, so as an information, some sort of clarity is coming in, and here's what matters the most, how you perceive it. Okay, so you can't control how other people act, right? But you can control how you respond to it. So here's what I will say. This clarity, I'm not saying it's negative because clarity is obviously a positive thing. You're going to feel that you're no longer in a gray period. You're going to feel your confusion kind of just decrease here. So as you're receiving these answers, it could be something that maybe you were thinking is true, but you're receiving some sort of confirmation. So, it could be a little bit shocking, right? If it's not shocking, you're kind of just, it's like sometimes we know things in our mind, but when they actually occur, our response is a bit different, right? So that's the best way for me to explain that. But with the Ace of Swords in reverse, the lack of honesty in the past is probably what caused the confusion and frustration here. Now, again, something will be handed to you where you will be very careful how you receive it. So whether it's this person reaching out to you, and we're going to clarify that card, but the importance behind this message is that just be careful how you perceive it and how you respond to it, and take just the truth from it, right? So if generic example, if this person explains why they were dishonest in the past, just try to kind of derive the fact of the matter, right? So exactly why they were dishonest, and don't try to really like create other scenarios in your mind, because it seems that there's one specific truth that's coming in, but again, not to sound repetitive, it's the way you perceive it, okay? Some of you may be involved with an air sign, which would be a Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra. Okay, so we have the Justice card, which is very interesting. So things being set fair, set straight, that sort of thing. So, it's interesting because it's in the middle card. So both of you could be in this energy of feeling like things did not end in a fair way. Whether you agree with this or not, Taurus, it could be that maybe you feel like things were not fair on your end, and maybe your person feels that things were not fair on their end. Or it could be that I'm picking up on a very push and pull energy. Almost like a stubborn energy in a sense, okay? But not in a negative way, guys. I just feel there's frustration behind it. That's why I say stubborn. Like maybe you feel like things are not your fault right now, and you want your person to come forward, but then they're kind of, operating from ego. So either way, it is causing some sort of frustration between the both of you, okay? Now, for others of you, I will say that there is going to be things, set straight here. This could be in the form of a conversation. This could be in the form of, like a phone or a text call. A phone call or a text here. But mainly what I'm getting here is the truth coming to light, right? We have the Ace of Swords and the Justice. Some of you may be involved with a Libra. That's double confirmation there. But essentially what I see here, Taurus, is that there could be something to do with marriage here, or that's just something you guys spoke about. Because sometimes when you get the Ace of Swords and the Justice, it could be the truth about a legal matter, okay? So that's only going to resonate with some of you because that's a very specific message here. Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. I do have a sore throat. Okay, stand still. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands, So this talks about competition. It could talk about conflict, but mainly when it talks about conflict, it talks about conflict that could have been avoided. Okay, so maybe a petty argument that you guys are thinking about at this time. But when it comes to competition, I do feel like, because it's clarifying the standstill card, many of you could be in this energy of, okay, things are at a standstill. So where do we stand though? Where are, how do you feel? How do I feel? And what does the future hold? I feel like that's the main question at hand. And, this could also be your person wondering kind of where your attention is, what you're up to, that kind of thing. And the Five of Wands could be someone who likes to be in the center of attention, or someone who wants to kind of shut down all sorts of competition. And if you're like, oh, there's no competition here, maybe it's your person just assuming that your attention is elsewhere, right? It doesn't always have to be the case. It doesn't have to be true, but it's just your person's perception of what's going on, right? So keep that in mind. And I do feel like if there was an argument that took place, pertaining to dishonesty, maybe you feel like it could have been avoided. If you don't feel like it could have been avoided, it's definitely an energy of you feeling like things could have been handled differently, right? So maybe you just wanted to have, a civilized conversation, and you feel like it escalated into an argument. It's almost like some of you feel you need to walk on eggshells around this person, in a way where it makes you feel you can authentically either be yourself, or more than be yourself, express your emotions without it, again, without your person being defensive, or without the conversation escalating into some sort of conflict. Okay, Ace of Swords. So how many of you view this situation is that you can view your person to be dishonest, number one, and number two, some of you may view this person as a player. Like if it's not a player, you view them to be very confused, not knowing what it is that they want, very in and out, or maybe fickle is a better term, right? So someone who's very fickle with their energy here. But Ace of Swords in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, you feel like they maybe lied to you about where their attention was. Maybe you feel like you don't trust their intentions or motives, or they would tell you things that you wanted to hear, but you feel like their actions were saying differently. And if it's not things you wanted to hear, maybe you feel like the emotions were here, so you don't know why your person was either stepping out on the bond or causing a lot of confusion. It's like when you guys speak, it seems to be fine, and then the way this person acts may kind of throw you off, or throw off how you essentially view this situation here. Okay, Justice. Some of you may be involved with the fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and there's some sort of selfish energy attached here, and that could be how you view your person, or you feel that you were very selfless in this connection and it wasn't reciprocated. Like it's almost like someone here was taking more than they were giving to the situation, which resulted in the opposing party feeling like they were kind of chewed up and spat out in one way or another. So we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So many of you can feel that you have been waiting for quite some time for things to be set fair. For some of you, what needs to be fair, or what you would desire from here, this person, or here on out, would be an apology or an explanation for the lack of honesty in the past here, right? So with Three of Wands in reverse, not only are you very frustrated with waiting, I feel like many of you are particularly frustrated with waiting on this person to take the initiative to solve things, especially if you feel like you're not at fault. And again, guys, I'm not here to play the blame game. I'm just reading both energies. It seems that one party here feels that they were treated in an unfair manner, okay, and they want some sort of apology, but there seems to be another party here who's operating from ego. So it could be that even if they know that they're wrong, maybe they feel like they don't want to apologize, or like I said, they're operating from ego. So this may be causing, if it's you, that you feel like you're waiting on an apology or some sort of closure or explanation, you're getting very tired of waiting. You feel that if someone truly cares, or They want to set things straight. They will, and you don't know what's taking this person so long. Okay, so it could raise some sort of suspicion for you guys. Okay, 501, let's see. So we have 2 cards that came out for you guys. 9 of Pentacles, very interesting in reverse, and the 3 of Swords in reverse. Someone here is having a very hard time healing from this connection. And I think what's making it very hard for them to heal, the party that's, facing great difficulty with this, is the fact that there was a lot that could have been handled differently. So in other words, there's a lot of regret associated here. So it's almost someone feeling like, well, if I didn't do that, then we wouldn't be here. So they constantly think about what they could have done differently, and it's causing some sort of regret here. 9 of Pentacles in reverse, your person doesn't want to see you alone. They could be very unhappy in an independent energy. So the 9 of Pentacles in reverse could be someone either kind of putting on a facade here of, being happier than they are, or acting like they want to be on their own when maybe that's not necessarily the case, right? So I do see a little bit of pretending going on, okay? But beyond that facade, I do see someone who's very stressed. Someone who's very having an extremely hard time healing, because the 3 of Swords in reverse is almost like refusing to believe something or refusing to look into something because you feel like it's too difficult. So if it's the hurt that they caused, they're like, okay, you know what? I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to think about that at all. You know what I mean? Sorry, guys. I thought I wasn't rolling for a second here. All right. So, someone who feels that they were not... Sorry about that, guys. My mic here was blinking, so I'm just going to... Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so 3 of Swords in reverse. Someone who's having a very hard time healing is essentially what I'm picking up on, okay, guys? And I do feel like the reason why they're having a hard time healing is because they feel like they could have handled things differently, right? So the outcome of this situation is essentially what I see right now, and you guys got to keep in mind that energies are fluid, so they're subject to change, is this energy of your person being very stressed out, okay? And right now, they are avoiding thinking about their wrongdoings, and it's because it upsets them. It's like 3 of Swords in reverse is when you're having a hard time healing, or you don't want to heal at this time, right? It's not really about not wanting to heal. It's about feeling that it's so difficult and it feels so negative, or there's emotions that are suppressed that this person doesn't want to focus on. That essentially, it results in them avoiding it. So my wonderful Taurus, I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.